Another. I keep asking these position groups, Doc, because it's interesting to me how this whole thing's kind of shaping out over the last few weeks. This edge room with Keith Cooper, Ahmed Hassanin, AQM, Marcus Davenport. What's the confidence level with those guys? Because it seems like Keith Cooper's starting to get first team snaps in training camp, and then Ahmed's starting to get those second teams, and he's starting to look actually. From the sounds of it, it sounds like he's starting to take progressing a lot faster than what people were expecting. What are your thoughts on some of those guys in that room?
Yeah, I like Keith Cooper. Listen, Keith Cooper gets his number written down every single day. He hustles, he tries. He earned a spot on the team on a tryout, so he's got the game. And I like his growth. I like the fact that he's got the ability to rush the passer. He uses his power very well. I think he's comfortable, and I do think he gained confidence from a tryout and then doing what the coaching staff wants every single day. So, and also too, credit to Casey Rogers is developing these guys, and also the vets in the room. The defensive line room is pretty solid in there, and there's opportunities for guys to get after it. So I'm impressed. I like what I'm seeing. It's a nice competition. And one of the question marks that a lot of people did have was, what's the depth behind Aiden and Marcus? And so far, Nate Lynn's doing a good job. You have Keith Cooper in the interior doing some things. You see the versatility that he can bring to the table. He wins a lot of his one-on-one reps in the pit. Man, he's got speed, power. He's relentless, and I do think he's coachable. So Keith Cooper definitely working his way to serious consideration to be on the roster. And I do think there's no chance that he would, based on the buzz and what people are seeing potentially on film, that if the Lions don't put him on the roster, someone's going to take him. So I think he's got an opportunity to do some things. And I think that's part of the reason why also too the team would be comfortable without Zadarius Smith. They have some young pieces that are learning and developing and are already in the system. So it's been good. They're playing well. They're bullying the third team offensive line pretty well. And now you're seeing Keith Cooper work his way up. And then Ahmed Hassanin is a warrior. He just grinds it out every single practice, and he's a physical specimen. And I like his growth and development week by week. He's just going to need to match his intensity with football IQ. And as he grows and understands his gap responsibilities, understands as the game will slow down for him, man, the Lions' young talent is not bad. Now the next step will be for them in game action. If you're counted on against the highest of high-level competitions, what do you do? But the starters, man, the starting front four is pretty sick and gives the Lions a good chance to compete.
Yeah, what did you make of because one thing that we keep writing down is Amon-Ra St. Brown just consistently being the safety blanket for Jared Goff, and we've mentioned it here on the show. Like he's had such an impressive training camp. He obviously didn't have a great day today, just had a couple drops, but Amon-Ra was there. He's been kind of steady Eddie. What have you kind of made of the camp Amon-Ra has had in comparison to kind of the JMO hype, and not letting fans know, like, let's not forget about the all-pro guy that's always coming up clutch in these scrimmages and these situational drills. It seems like Jared just finds Amon-Ra and he comes down with it every single time, Doc.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody important is talking about this, but do you think people are forgetting how elite Amon-Ra St. Brown is? I don't know if anybody's talking about it, but let me say it again. Listen, Amon-Ra's elite, and nobody should forget it. And I know you guys won't let anybody forget it either. He's amazing. Number 14, he's reliable. He's a great player. He does everything that you would ever ask for. Great on the field, great off the field. He carries himself well. The great thing about him is, he's got that competitive mindset. A day like today, he's going to be out there on the jugs machine getting after it. Look, he's going to have a bad day. It just happens. But when Jared Goff needs to play or anything needs to be moved for momentum's sake, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown. Oh, my goodness. There's not much more positive you can say about him. And I do think that has to rub off on JMO. You see a guy that makes $30 million a year, probably still the hardest working man on the team. You would never know, other than the crazily expensive car that he's got, that guy is rolling in the dough. He's humble, very wise, and you just like the fact that, hey, every year goes to Germany, cultured, takes his teammates, wants to expand the game worldwide. Listen, other than the one time he punted on my JMO question, which I should joke with him about it. Listen, I love the fact he does podcasts. He's got all the tools. He's social, very nice. Like I said, I just love interacting with him. There's certain guys on the team Amon-Ra St. Brown makes you want to go to work. You want to ask him questions. You want to get his time and pick his brain on football. Amik Robertson, man, that guy's personable. Like, he gets it. Like, he talks and he has charisma. Amon-Ra has it all. And what I love about it is you can clearly see it, that the moment that he felt like he was disrespected by the league, he came in saying, I'm going to show the whole league year in, year out that the mistake you made by making me a 4th-round pick will never, ever be forgotten. And it's just going to be great. And that's why the relationship with Goff is great. It's a pleasure to watch. Like, you just see masterful performances, and his presence makes DJ Reed better. His presence makes Amik Robertson better. You know that if you're not on your P's and Q's, your footwork's not great, you're out of position, he'll embarrass you. And so, like your guys' great video, your great 45-second video online said, we should not forget that Amon-Ra St. Brown is elite and is going to be one of the top 5 wide receivers in the league.
Hey, I do want to get kind of your opinion on this, Doc. We're what 3 weeks into camp. Who are guys right now that are sitting on the bubble that at least, let's say, fans didn't expect initially to be on the bubble, that right now you think might be fighting for a job over the next 2 or 3 games in the preseason?
Yeah, no, I think a lot of the bubble guys are, battling. I do think the linebacker spot, Trevor Nowaski, is still battling. Colby Sorsdahl, I think, is kind of right on that 53 spot. He did have a good performance. I do think at this point in time, Broderick Martin, unfortunately, one of the developmental guys, he wasn't there the last couple of days. And I'm just disappointed that he hasn't done anything to get his number noticed. And it's unfortunate. I just feel like, man, it's going to be an uphill climb. And I don't expect in the next wave of 53-man rosters, I would be surprised if anybody put him on it. It's disappointing. I do think, like I said, the safety battle is tight. You might think maybe if they go younger, Avonte Maddox, even though he made a play, you might go Kennelly and somebody else. You never know. If Strickland continues to rise, you might go Young. You might go Rocky Sin and somebody else. So there's competition with veterans that you would say, might not be based on talent, but role. Like if Avonte Maddox has a different kind of role than maybe he wants, maybe he ends up not sticking around, but I think he makes the team. But there's a lot of guys that you would really think are battling. But along the offensive line, I do think that, guys like Neese got to get after it. Egwekun's got to continue to showcase what he's about. There's a lot of guys on the roster that are interesting. Unfortunately, what stinks is, and when you notice there's a 53-man roster and there's 90, and you realize, man, Tom Kennedy tries hard and he just works and make plays. But unfortunately, he's always one of those guys that's just the 54th best guy on the roster, because of his size, speed, and he's just always given the job to compete, but you don't really think he's going to make it. It's unfortunate, because he's talented. He works hard. He makes plays. He got time with the ones. And I just think that the coaching staff loves the way in which he's maximized his talent. But I don't think his talent's ever going to be top 53. I think his talent is, practice squad and great scout team and great leader. But, man, that guy works hard. And you just got to acknowledge it. He works hard and doesn't make any noise. I don't even think he likes talking to the media. But in the end, I just value somebody that just shows up, and that they're trying their absolute best to every single day showcase something. But my goodness, we'll see as Tom Kennedy progresses. I just wanted to say, hey, man, we notice how hard you're working, and hopefully one day you make a roster, because for a guy like that, he'll appreciate a roster spot probably more than 98% of NFL players.
Yeah, well, Doc, I want to transition kind of into the preseason game on Friday and ask you about a player that I thought had a decent preseason showing up and down, and then training camp right before that, Dan said one of his best practices, Giovanni Manu. I know Dan Skipper's out. Taylor Decker's still working back, so he's had a lot of opportunity. What have you kind of seen from him from a growth perspective, and what are your expectations for him for Friday's preseason game?
Yeah, it's up and down. Look, there are some reps where he's dominant, can move the guy, and there's other reps where a swim move easily beats him. It's up and down. It's what you'd expect. Some reps are crazy where he showcases his power and speed. Others where he gets locked in his footwork and is not able to maintain his leverage and gets beat by Aiden Hutchinson. But I mean, that's the best education you're ever going to have in life, is to learn from losing against Aiden Hutchinson. So it's one of those deals where it's a long-term play in this situation. So it's not going to be, I don't think in the tackle rotation. I think you would naturally put Dan Skipper and his experience a little bit over him, but it's unfortunate. I do think so far Herron's done a decent job. And so it's in terms of like development, it's just up and down because he has the ability, the size and the speed and the strength, but at times it just you got to put it all together. It's like a choreographed move. And these defensive ends guys are ruthless. Like they're not sitting there worrying about your hand placement and worrying about your footwork and lateral movement and speed and ability to change direction. They don't care. It's full speed ahead to the quarterback. Good luck trying to stop it. So there's some plays where Manu puts his hands on the defensive end and he moves them out of the way, and it's locked in and he's stable and anchoring. And the next rep, he's getting bull rushed over and he's 5 feet into Jared Goff, and you're like, oh my God. It's something where he's got to just develop, learn, grow, take the tutelage of Taylor Decker, get over the hump each and every day, but he's far away from being a contributor at the National Football League level.
Well, let me ask you this then. Anything else you're kind of looking forward to seeing in the preseason game, storyline-wise, players? By the time the preseason game is over, what are things you want to take away from it, Doc? What are some positives or at least information you want to find out from the game?
Well, yeah, first and foremost, I want to also support you, Jeff, and your life change. It's one of those deals where I support you no matter what your situation in life is. Look, we're always going to be boys, even if you decide not to be anymore. It's one of those deals where, look, sources are telling me, you've made a life change away from this program. So, and also too, you're thinking about that. Lukas gets in. So I was thinking about something else, but oh my goodness, if you ever need support, you got it from the DOC, man, no matter what, no judgments, none at all. If you want to go as Jane or whatever it is you're trying to.
All right, Doc. I mean, no, I don't want to go as Jane. All right.
Okay. Oh, Lukas is lying. Gosh darn it, Lukas. Don't lie up here. I thought it was real.
I mean, this guy. Okay. I mean, what are we doing here? All right.
I don't know. It's 2025. People switch on the drop of a hat. I'm a psychologist. That's how it goes. One day you're a guy. The next day you're a gal. It's 2025. I didn't know.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong, Doc. Go ahead.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. What would you ask me again?
Anything else you're looking forward to seeing?
Yeah.
What are some things after the game you're like, I want to see this in the preseason game?
Yes. I definitely want to see the running backs. It stung too because Vaki got hurt. I mean, literally a reporter talked to him and he's like, I'm ready to go. And then today he's not at practice. So I don't know if his game is going to be there on Friday. I want to continue to see Tesla, Hassanin, the rookies. I do want to see Tate Ratledge and Tyleik Williams in this game. Dan said, hey, this guy's got to get in better shape. Let's go. No better shape than playing and getting some experience. I'm excited to see, hopefully, Hendon Hooker toss the football and look like a quarterback. I feel like when you have a performance that bad, you got to lock in. So you got to get after it, and you got to be able to, listen, you can have a 0 performance, but the next one can't be a 0. You got to go from 0 to hero if you're a hooker. You know what I mean? So you got to get after it. If you're number 2 and you're after it, you got to get down with the cause. I want to see more points. My goodness. And then the rest of training camp, I want to see the offense look proficient in these situational drills, moving up and down the field, touchdowns, not have Aiden wreck a practice. I want to see what John Morton's offense can be described as. Right now, it's described as a disorganized mess. So I want to see some progress in the next week. And then finally, guys, listen, I don't know, nobody's saying it because he's a new dad, but dang it, you're making $50 million a year. Jared Goff's got to step it up. He had a bad week. I didn't see nothing from him. He had a bad week, and this team goes as Jared Goff goes. And this is compared to his standard. Good quarterback, elite quarterback, but he's looking like a 4th-year guy that's just getting comfortable. Where's the elite play? Get after it. His last throw on Monday was horrible. Yeah, it was a heave, but the heave was horrible. He threw a duck. Now, he's done this before. Preface it. It's training camp. He's a new dad. But this team goes as Jared goes. And if Jared plays like that, then the practices are going to be awful. QB1, 1-6 has to get after it and report for duty. Let's go. This week, there was no Jared Goff. Where were you? You need more of QB1, no matter what. And he'll do it. Listen,
you got him, Doc.
He'll do it. This week was not good. You were out there. Did you see anything of note regarding your quarterback? Nothing.
Yeah. They're all, they were struggling. The offense,
The offense was struggling. And so the offensive leader is Jared Goff. So let's go. Step it up.
Hey, what's going on there? It's Jeff Iafrate. Appreciate you for finishing the video. You can check out one of the videos here suggested or show support by commenting, liking, and subscribing. And buy your merchandise, FisherCTSports.com.